Shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Karkadash, and double honors unto the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations unto the speckled bird, and to all the Israelite foreigners that look like the heathen nations, but are Israelites, and to you sisters that are listening and learning, and to you new Israelites that are coming into the fold. And I just want to do a quick video on this article that I had came across, and I had already knew about this. I found out about this a couple of days ago because I watched another brothers watched this guy the Boo 77. He's on YouTube, and he always brings out a lot of good information. He's actually out here in Kentucky where I am. As I can see what it says. It says U.S. truckers plan protest inspired by Canadian counterparts. So this is the time that we're living in. This is what time we're living in. And I just wanted to add that the Israelites. This is only for the Israelites. This video, and the Israelites are who you call today the so-called blacks, African American or Hispanics, which are Mexicans, beaners or wetbacks, Native Americans. Who you call savages or Seminole Indians, and all these different terms and bywords. Those are the Israelites today. Right? And, yeah, man, hey, they plan on doing a protest today, and I believe that's today. It says, what does it say? I'm going to read some of it. It says, Adelanto, I guess that's how you say it, California, February 23rd. Hey, that's today. That's today. It says, taking a cue from demonstrations that paralyzed Canada's capital city for weeks, U.S. truckers on Wednesday plan to embark on a 2,500-mile cross-country drive towards Washington to protest restrictions. Right? It says, organizers of the People Convoy say they want to jumpstart the economy and reopen the country, and their 11-day trek will approach the Beltway around the U.S. Capitol on March 5th. But will not be going into D.C. proper, according to the statement. And what's funny? Well, I know this is set up because if any of you all ever heard of the Illuminati cards, right? They're like different cards that have like specific events that are big that happen throughout, America, which is Babylon the Great. Like one of the cards that they have on there, it's like it says something about truckers protesting, and so Esau is behind it, man. It ain't no coincidence that happened in Canada and it's happening now in America. Esau is behind it, man. And the reason why as it says, the reason why they're doing this, they're driving all the way across the country to protest these restrictions. What are you talking about? Because the restrictions, ain't they being lifted? So what you need to do that for? So I believe, like I had mentioned, that they have an Illuminati card game that they basically show you and tell you about different events that are to come and that are happening. And a lot of people don't know about this. But I believe Esau is totally behind it. After I see that card, I believe Esau is behind this. And let's get the scripture. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then should well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the Lord said things like this, where you have protests, where you have mass uprisings and uproars and seditions amongst men. A lot of that's been going on since I ain't been in the truth that long. And a lot of that's been going on since I've been in the truth heavily. And a lot of elders and apostles of Great Millstone, they've been saying, since they've been in the truth 30 plus years, and even brothers been in the truth 10 years, 15 years, they saying that the things that are happening now, it wasn't happening like that when they first came into the truth, but now you can't get away from it. It's evident. You can't get away from it. So we just know that this is a big sign, us in this truth and this faith, that hey, the Lord Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and he's coming back, man. And he's a so-called black man. And the Most High's name is Yahweh. It's not Yahweh. It's not Yahuwah. It's not Ahaya, it's not Jehovah. And God is just a title, but it's not his name. So Yahweh, meaning he is. That's his name. You know? Hey, the Lord, he's going to send his son back, man. Yahweh Shah, he's coming back, man. You know? While Jake is playing games and these last 2 years, that should have, that should have made a lot of our people, you so-called blacks and so-called Native Americans and Hispanics, which are the Israelites according to the Bible, the Most High's chosen people, that should have made a lot of them look in the mirror. But it didn't. What did they keep doing? They kept, doing what they were doing before 2020 happened. If y'all wondering why I'm not saying, the P word, because they taking down videos, they striking videos, So that's why I'm not saying certain words, because they got this big censorship going on, and it ain't gonna stop. It's only gonna get worse, and that's gonna eventually lead to the complete famine of the word, to where you can't access the internet, or you'll somehow be locked out of even getting on any website, from your device, because they track everything, man. So they know our patterns, they know our routines of when we be logging in, and they keep track of all of that stuff, man. They keep track of what you be logging into, what you be watching, what's the duration of the time you be watching the video, or or they can turn on the camera on your device, even if it's on or not. So hey, but this is what time we're living in, man. It says the 11-day trek will approach the Beltway around U.S. Capitol on March 5th, but will not be going to D.C. proper, according to a statement. You see that? Yeah. And like I said, I believe this is all set up, man, by Esau because of the Illuminati card game, and that's a true thing. I'm going to give verse 5. It says, "For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, the end is manifest." You see that? The end is manifest. And these truckers that are so-called protesting and that are basically driving all the way from California to Washington, D.C., man, those truckers, what is their main job? What is their purpose? Their purpose is to bring food and to bring it to the stores. So if all these truckers are stopping out of nowhere and they're taking that long of a break off, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to see more food shortages. That's what that's going to lead to. More food shortages. More stores, being understaffed because they don't, there's not going to be nobody in there, It says, let me get verse 6. It says, "Even so the times also in the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs." So you see that? And yesterday, I read an article about how, they said you're supposed to have Pluto be in alignment with the other planets and things of that nature. Yesterday was the date of 2/22/22, February, which is the first two, and the 22nd day of the month, and the last 2022. So, and they said the last time that happened, Pluto was aligned or whatever, that was basically the birth or inception of America on July 4th, 1776. So the Lord, he's showing out, man. This is the end of an empire. And they also said I think that's when they said Rome fell or something like that. Something like that. Not that exact date. Rome was 2,000 years ago, but around when Pluto aligned or something like that. So the Lord is showing all types of effects and signs, man. So if you not paying attention, these things are gonna catch you off guard, and that's the majority of the world. They're not paying attention. Let's get 2nd Esdras chapter 50. Chapter 8 verse 50, not chapter 50. 8 verse 50. It says, "For many great misery should be done to them that dwell in the latter time, should dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." You see that? So, hey, this thing that's been going on since 2020, that was the beginning of sorrows. Even up till now, we still in the beginning, but we kind of moving towards out of the beginning stage, into all hell breaking loose. Hey, if you truly in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you're going to be rejoicing. You're not going to be sad or depressed or not having no hope. We supposed to look for the things that we see now. We can't see the kingdom of heaven, but this should make us turned up in the spirit, man. Ain't this the year of the turn up? Let's get this in Second Edges. Well, you don't even have no excuse not to be turned up in the spirit, man. It's the Second Corinthians. I said Second Edges. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 7. It says, "For we walk by faith and not by sight." You see that? So, but we can see things are moving. Now, there's some days when things might seem like they're slowing down and nothing's happening, but you're still supposed to be reading and studying, making videos, going down the highways and byways, whenever you can. We still supposed to be doing the Lord's work. It doesn't matter, right? What was it saying? Get this. 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 2. It says, "Preach the word, be instant and in season, out of season, reproof, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine." You see that? So we're supposed to constantly be on our watch because, that day is approaching and it's coming quickly. The Lord said he's going to come quickly like a thief in the night, man. When the thief breaks in somebody's house at nighttime, they don't expect it because what's everybody doing? Sleeping, And everybody, like it says in the Thessalonians, everybody except the night. We children of the day, man. We awake. We got the light. We got Yahweh Shah. We got the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Let's get this in Sirach chapter 39 and verse 1, because the scriptures say we're supposed to be occupied in prophecy. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out all the wisdom of the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy." See, if you give your mind over into the law of Yahweh Shema Shah, over into these scriptures and doing his will, you're going to always be occupied in prophecies. You're going to be occupied in the things that are coming to pass daily. Not, when you want to, not when you feel like it. All the time. Every day, 24/7. Now, of course, brothers, sisters, you have your own lives, man. You do stuff, the scriptures say, defraud not yourself of a good day. So, if there's certain hobbies or activities you like, that are not wicked, I ain't talking about when it's supposed to be smoking weed or, getting drunk, nah. If you want to go to the movies or you want to ride a bike or swim or something, that's okay. That's not a sin. You like to travel or something, whatever you like to do on your downtime. We all have downtime. You watch movies or, play sports. You can do that, but you got to put the Lord's work first. Make sure, you done did the Lord's work first. Because I really believe that we in them times, man. Like I mentioned before, these type of things, prophecies, the rate is happening to that now. Like I had mentioned earlier in the video, they weren't happening they weren't happening like they are now. Like the prophecies that are popping off now, as quickly as they popping off, something's happening every day. And I can say ever since I've been in the truth for a little while, I've been in the truth, stuff was happening, but it wasn't happening every day. And I came to the truth before the pandemic. So the pandemic wasn't even going on like, when I came to the truth. So so the pandemic and, the world being in the state it's in now, it definitely sped things up a lot faster. So that means the Lord is near and the elect is being sealed. So, it was going to be a quick lesson. I'm going to close out. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations unto the speckled bird, and to all the brothers and sisters that are out there that are watching and listening and learning, and they look like the heathen nations. And I'm going to say Shalom, Wa Ba Ba Ba.